Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me again. Another nice day. You can see I'm just parked along the seafront, not far from my house. Just been to the shops. Look at all this, baby bells, a bit of salad and other stuff down there, just on my way home. And one of the pleasures that I get out of this YouTube channel is when somebody walks up to me in the street and says, "Are you the Cabby?" Oh God, I even get it in my local Tesco's now, but seriously, it is a pleasure, you know, when people come up and say hello, and it proves that I'm just a human being too. I want things, I need things, I want to see things happen to my country, and that's what I want to talk about. I did a very interesting, to me at least, video yesterday all about England and the English and what's gone wrong, what's happened, and that's had a bit of a reaction from a person I want to tell you about online. Now, before I go any further, it's very important to understand where I come from, and I've tried to explain this before, but I will do again. What I want to see is, I suppose you could call it a disruption, an interruption to the order of doing things, because let's face it folks, no matter whether you're on the left or whether you're on the right, it doesn't work. It hasn't done for a great amount of time, and it needs to be changed. Now, for the longest time, I thought that maybe Nigel Farage is that disruption. He may represent what I want to see happen to the political class in this country. I want to see it dismantled legally, lawfully, because it doesn't work, and we've all been royally shafted over a number of years. I've followed Farage probably for 10 to 20 years, and I've watched what happens, and he's even got into this area, and I've seen the things that have happened in this area where I live, and as a result I gave him another chance this time round and thought, well, okay, let's see where this goes. And he's proven without a shadow of a doubt, particularly with what's been happening with Rupert Lowe of late, that he's no good. I'm sorry, folks, you've got to understand that. They are all part of the same establishment. They're all part of what's going to eventually ruin us, and people have to wake up to that fact. Now, earlier on I mentioned country. That's England. Not Great Britain. There's no such thing as a country called Great Britain. Great Britain is a lump of land where we all sit on. I'm talking about England, my country. That's where my loyalty is and always has been. And I'm looking for that disruptive influence to start to take apart our understanding of British, our understanding of United Kingdom, and present things to us again the way they should be. England, English, Scottish, Scotland, they're all countries in their own right, all steeped in their own tradition, all steeped in their own history, and they are wonderful places, full of wonderful people. And if we're not careful, we're going to end up losing those to what's been going on and the way we're being steered. If you look at who is coming into the country, if you look at the way our areas, the old shires, are being, you know, subdivided, split up into different areas which will be in control by mayors. London is a perfect example of that. We're heading down a very dark road and everything is getting hijacked. It's very obvious, in fact, that the English don't have much to say about anything in their own country, which is very, very wrong. That is where I've always stood, rank and file behind England. And I recognise that you can't have everything your own way straight away. You look at the way the establishment play their games, for example. What happens there is they play the long game over multiple generations until they reach the end goal, and then boom, we're all where they want us to be. There are little pockets of people here, there and everywhere who have knowledge, you know, ways of looking at things, the research they've done about stuff that's still there, where if it's a big enough voice, then we can affect change. You have elections, you have general elections where people like this are standing up and saying, let's be counted. But they don't get any advertising, any media time, because it goes against the British grain. What we have to do, folks, yes, I fully admit we're all in this together. I'm not trying to divide, I'm not trying to split up or anything like that. We are all of one from that regard on this lump of land called Great Britain. But when we talk about our own individual countries, England, Scotland, Wales, even Northern Ireland, you know, we all have a shared problem, don't we? But let's concentrate on England and what's happening. There is a by-election coming up, as we all know, where that nice Mr. Amesbury, who likes giving his constituents the old 1-2, he's gone, and that by-election is coming up. There's a lot of media attention around the candidates, but there's one that doesn't really get a lot of attention, and that's this guy, Graham. Graham is the chairman of the English Constitution Association. I hope I got that right. And he's also the current leader of the English Constitution Party. He is standing in that by-election. And the problem is, because he is of the way he is, the things he is saying, he won't get any advertising. He won't get any media time, because they won't want him to succeed. And am I of the understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Graham, where you have stood before, you've done bloody well off your own back, and that's without media retention. You see, this is where alternative media does come into things. This is where alternative media helps. We can help get this message out there. Now, Graham did a very important video, which I have to point out. You will see it if you're on X. If you haven't, you can get on X, go sign up for an account and go and follow me. I've pinned it to my profile. And what Graham does is gives a very basic understanding, or as simplistic as it can be, as to what is going on and the direction that this country is going in. It's big trouble. And, you know, there's still enough time to stop it. There's still enough time to stop things from transpiring the way they are. I've brought you the polls over the last couple of days about how we feel about our own national identity, how we feel about what's going on. And it's interesting results. That coupled with Graham, this is the screen print of that tweet right there. Go and have a look at it. It really is an eye-opener. Now, I'm not saying that I can change the world. I'm not saying I can make things right again, but what I can do is play my small part. What I can do is try and raise a little bit of awareness in my own way, try and show you a little bit of an alternative, try and show you there is a path back to the way things need to be, the way things should be. And if I can at least play my small little part from my cab, pulling that off, then I've achieved something, and you can too, by really opening your minds up and looking at the situation for what it is, and try to realise that we're all being led down a garden path. There is a solution to this, and there are people there that want to provide it. Have a look, see what you think. Thank you for indulging me as always. I really appreciate the support for the channel. I'm going to go now. Have a look at these videos. I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.